Hello and welcome to the Sun Times Online, DC Martini. My name is Navdeep, and today I've got a special guest with me, someone who's managed to carve a niche for herself in the industry with the kind of roles that she's been a part of. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the very beautiful, the very talented Zoya Hussain. Hello, Zoya.
Hi.
And welcome to the podcast. You have had a theatre background. You have done a one take film for that matter. Yeah. When you have done theatre, you have had a theatre background. And at the same time you're doing a one take movie. I'm sure there has been a lot of similarities when because in theatre too you don't really have cuts. So you've got to tell me a little bit about the experience that you had then. And was it good, was it easy, was it, how was it?
So the experience I had in that film, the fact that my background is in theatre was definitely an advantage, but the similarity, but that was also the only similarity.
Okay.
The fact that it's in one take and there's no cut and all of that, because I feel like on stage and when you're shooting a film, the muscles you're exercising are so different. Yeah, you're acting and yeah, you're performing and all of that, but they're very different styles.
Absolutely.
And in the one take film, it was very intense, because it was 45 minutes and there were times when everything has gone great for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and then in the last couple of minutes, something goes wrong. There was also times when you start and then in 2 minutes something goes wrong, and that would keep happening, and that also irritates you because you have like 45 minutes ahead of you, and you have to kind of curb your irritation.
Absolutely. So Zoya, Mukkabaz, and now Lal Kaptaan. How has your journey been? How has it all been? I mean, it's quite an early initiation into the commercial space for that matter, if at all you differentiate between the art of cinema and commercial cinema for that matter.
I mean, I personally don't. I just think that with commercial movies, your kind of market value goes up. The kind of offers you get are from movies that have a bigger budget, that are more kind of commercial in their aesthetic. But apart from that, I think a great film is a great film and a great script. Of course, everybody wants to do better and make more money and do well and all of that. But it's nice to keep a balance and you want to do things that kind of speak to you, because you don't want to become jaded or stale yourself, because it's very easy to do that. It's very easy to because actors anyway are so isolated on a film set. It's really easy to get cut off from everything and to think, I'm doing a great job, I'm amazing, but it's rubbish. It's all in your head, So it's good to keep a balance.
How was it working with Saif? And precisely the fact that you were doing it for the first time. And how was it working with him on the set? How was he with you? Cordial?
It was great fun. It was really great fun. I think it was one of those few films. I mean, everybody tries to have a good film on a film set. You're going to be spending so much time together.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think it was one of those few situations where everybody genuinely got along, and we were like buddies by the end of it. Saif was so much fun. He's really funny. He's really funny. He's so. I think the thing I learned from him was that he's so dignified in the way he conducts himself, and he has a lot of poise and grace, But he's also like really naughty at the same time. So
really naughty.
Yeah, he is. He's quite mischievous, his sense of humor.
So you've got to tell me that you have kind of migrated from Delhi to Bombay. How was the initial phase? I mean, did you came down to Bombay? Did you get offers and you started?
You mean how was it apart from being horrible and tough?
No, not really. I mean,
it was tough and horrible.
Yeah, it was tough and horrible. But you've got to kind of give what do you call that? An in-depth scenario kind of a thing. As in, how did it happen?
I can literally write a book about it. Like, it was really tough. For me, at least, it was very tough. I don't know how it is for other people, because I'm not from the city. My parents didn't move with me. I literally moved by myself. I had never been to the city before I moved here.
So you had a cousin out here?
Yeah, I'd come for the first time, I think, for 3 days to audition for a film while I was in college. I couldn't do the film because I had my final year exams, which did not go down with the producers.
Okay.
But then when I finally moved to the city, I had a cousin here. We moved in together, and it was really tough, because the two cities are so different from each other.
Absolutely.
The pace of life is different. I was like, I think 21. Yeah, 21. I moved right out of college. It's not even living by yourself. I think we're all pretty self-sufficient. It was not really taking care of yourself, but I was working when I was in Delhi, and just kind of getting used to not having a routine anymore, not having anywhere to go, nobody to meet. What do you do with yourself, And the struggle, I think the biggest struggle is just keeping yourself motivated. An idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Absolutely.
And you get bored, you get irritated, you get frustrated, you doubt yourself, your confidence takes a hit. You're, and you don't know what you're doing. You're like, what am I doing with my life? And there's obviously times.
So were there any moments of self-doubt?
Of course, so many. Because I was auditioning, nothing was working out. Some things were like right at that edge, just what's gonna happen, and then it wouldn't happen, and it's very frustrating.
So you've got to tell me a little bit about your, the mental preparations, perhaps, for that matter. I mean, what all references did you take for preparing for the role, and everything that you perhaps saw and seeped into you, for that matter?
So, Vineet was already a part of the film because, he's written it, and Anurag knew he's going to be making it with Vineet. So, he actually saw me in Tino Radha, and that's how I was cast in the film, because he was producing that. And so at the time of casting, I knew, he had the script ready, I knew what it involved and all of that. So my sign language teacher, Sangeeta Gara, she's, absolutely amazing.
She's done it for Black, and she's done it for all these films, right?
She was in Khamoshi, she was in Black,
yes.
She was in Barfi. So, just the way she's actually deaf, she's not mute. But just the way she kind of conducted herself, you would never think she's actually deaf. It doesn't hold her. I'm sure there are limitations to it in public life and functionality, because our country, like a lot of countries, are not oriented towards making life easier for people that are differently able.
Absolutely. Unfortunately so.
Yeah, and I saw the way she is, and she's very out and about and enthusiastic, and really, like, she has a real zest for life, and she's really hardcore also. Like, she would kick my butt, to make sure I did. I trained with her for a very long time. Through her, I met, because she does a lot of work with children. She does a lot of work with actually deaf and mute kids that have been victims of different types of violence and abuse. And I would go out and just go out with her for like parties.
Oh, okay.
With her friends and crowd and all of that, and you can't help but be.
So it was more of an understanding of the kind of people they are from within.
Exactly.
Because when you're like moving or you're perhaps going out for parties and stuff like that, and obviously what you do is you kind of try to put their characteristics in your mind.
And I would try as much as possible speak to whoever I was interacting with in sign language, and it does something to you. You can't, again, it's inexplicable. You can't.
Absolutely.
You don't know what it is. You don't know how or what or when, but it does change you in a certain way, and it does. And things like this can only be internalized, And once they are internalized, then you can improvise with the external.
Talking about internalization of the characters, how much of the characters that you play you take back home? For instance, when the director says action, you're into the character, you're performing your scene in front of the camera, and the moment he calls a cut, is it easy or is it difficult for you to snap out of the character?
When the director says cut, it's the thing is, whether it's easy or not, you have to become good at it. You have to
otherwise
with every film you do or every project you take, otherwise you'll just be a lunatic.
Absolutely.
You'll have problems.
I asked Kangna the same question. She told me the same answer.
You have to.
She had the same answer.
But the thing is, we're also all a product of our conditioning, right? Whatever we see, watch, hear, you hang out with people you like, and you do end up kind of becoming a little bit like them. You can't help it. It's just
absolutely.
It happens to all of us. It's not just with actors. And even with characters, so when you read a script and you're like, all these are similarities, and you don't know at what. Sometimes you end up kind of imbibing qualities from your character and becoming more like your character. Sometimes a character is just so much like you, and that's why it's easier for you to play it. So you don't know when this give or take happens. Then anyway, we evolve as we and change as we grow older and have more life experiences and interact with more people. All of us have flaws we want to work on, so at least I think I would like to believe we think like that. Creative people at least think like that for sure, because you don't know when it kind of interchanges. But whether you want to or not, you have to be able to cut off. You'll just be so emotionally overwhelmed and drained
exactly
by the end of it otherwise. But of course, some stay with you longer, some stay with you more. And some are harder to shake off, for sure.
Now coming back to Lal Kaptaan, the film that I'm here to interview you for, you've got to tell me what are the main characteristics of your of the role that you're portraying in the film.
So She, is a woman at the time in the 17th century, at the time right before the Battle of Buxar, and as it, women occupied a certain position in society at that time. They couldn't be out and about and have the freedom to move around however they wanted. There is this girl in the middle of all of this that is just trying to get by. She's trying to make her ends meet. She's trying to get by. What I liked most about this character is that there's a certain duality to her, which I think is there in all of us.
It's there in all of us, absolutely.
It's that you can be strong and weak. You can be confused and motivated towards achieving one particular goal. You can not know what the hell you want, but also know. So and I think that with I don't know whether it's like general social conditioning or what, but everyone's like, what type of person are you? Or what type of qualities do you want? You don't know, yeah? We're all a mix of so many things.
Absolutely.
And at different times of life, different things play up. Some don't, some you hide, some you exhibit. And that's what I like best about her. That there's a lot of friction. There's so many and I really like that in characters and in people as well. Like, just conflicting traits,
Absolutely.
And it's not a bad thing as long as you're aware of it. It's not a bad thing as long as you're aware of it. So that's what also just attracted me most to the character.
So I also heard that you had done a lot of intense training as far as horse riding and all of that is concerned. So how was that like, and what was it for?
So the film is also it's a road trip film, I guess, because we're constantly traveling in the film from point A to point B to C, but obviously on horses and camels and in caravans. So that's why we had the horse riding. I'm okay at it. I did know a little bit of horse riding, but they gave the least experienced person the only thoroughbred horse on set. And it was the young horse. And he just wanted to play all the time. He just wanted to jump around. He only wanted to chase other horses and just play. And he would get bugged by my clothes, by the sound of my jewelry. He would get bugged by the insects, and he would keep trying to throw me off.
And how many times have you actually fallen off the horse?
Day one, first shot, I fell off. After that, it was done. Then there was nothing left to happen. I fell off a horse in a nice big skirt, and that was that.
And you sustained injuries?
No, nothing.
It wasn't serious?
No. The action team was amazing. They were really good.
So do you think, that horse was actually intentionally given to you for some strange reason, perhaps?
That particular horse was very intentionally given to me by Navdeep, because he said, I want you to have the best looking horse.
Okay, so that was indeed the best looking horse.
He really was the best looking horse, Sikandar. And he was amazing. So Navdeep very intentionally gave me that horse. But it came with a lot of... He came with a lot of baggage.
Baggage, exactly. Okay, my final question to you is, Zoya, what exactly are the kind of roles that you're planning or you actually desire to be a part of, and who are the directors in the industry that you would want to see, you would see your work and would want to work with?
The type of roles, I don't know exactly, because I would like to explore different avenues and different genres and different aspects of myself and different... types of characters as well. I've actually done a mix of a few things this year. They'll all be out next year. I think I'm just generally kind of attracted more to dark comedies or satires or tragedies and all that.
That's again the theatre personality speaking in you.
It's fun. It's fun to be miserable. It's more fun to be miserable than to actually be having fun.
One statement that you once said, I remember. Messed up is always beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
So this oxymoron, this antithesis kind of a thing that happens. It's very beautiful. So
I think so.
How do you actually come out with these thoughts?
I don't know. Yeah, I think
a lot of literature.
Of course, literature, music. Not now.
Not nowadays. Wow. Music. I already love her.
Not nowadays. It's the same. It's one line on loop. What is it? Music, lyrics. Books. I think I was somebody that I didn't like to be alone, and the more time you spend with yourself, the more you just become okay with everything.
Absolutely.
Everything is okay. There's nothing that can't be fixed. There's nothing that can't be undone. And I keep hearing people say, I don't have any regrets. I have so many regrets. But it's fine to have regrets. It's natural to have regrets. You don't knock it till you try it, and you can move on. You always have the option of moving forward.
Absolutely.
So it's fine. Everything is fine.
All right. Thank you so much, Zoya. It was a lovely conversation with Zoya. My name is Sandeep with Hindustan Times Online, Desi Martini. Thank you so much.